Hi, how is everyone tonight? Welcome to Living in the Light, and I'm Mary Amy, and I'm coming to you live from New York. And I'm all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to your truest potential, and cracking open that beautiful glowing light in your heart. Welcome to the fifth dimension. Myself and Elsa over here, who's behind me on the couch. She's here for you all, and she is my co-host. I'm hoping everyone's doing well this evening. It's August 29th. It is, what is it, Tuesday in the Matrix work week? How is everyone? Is today Tuesday or Wednesday? I don't even know. It's Tuesday. I get all confused now. So anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're leaving the month of August and we're heading into the month of September. And I am wishing good things for you. It doesn't matter what you look like, where you live, what you have, or what you do. You're a beautiful being of light as is. You must cherish yourself. And I'm all about giving suggestions, healing suggestions, self-love, forgiveness, having, hugging yourself, giving yourself some positive affirmations like I am worthy, I am brave, I am courageous. We're not looking for someone else to save us. We're going to save ourselves. There's not a lot out here of anyone out there who cares about you in the physical reality. Maybe a mom cares about their baby, but we must look out for ourselves. So we go to the bottom of our root chakra, the base of our spine, and we lift up all of our energy and we bring it out. And we take care of ourselves. And we figure out exactly what we want. So today we're going to cover topics like blue moon. The blue moon is tomorrow on August 30th. I'm like really mixing up my words here a little bit today, so have patience with me. I'm not perfect, neither are you, none of us are. Of course, I'm going to mention telepathy, our clairsenses, psychic phenomenon, and angels. So we're going to get on to the blue moon, which is tomorrow, election interference. And I'm going to speak of September 12th, 2018. And what does that mean exactly? And what's going on with all these fires? This biblical proportions, grand scale events are going on in the environment. And what is that from and why is that happening? I'm also going to mention some of this detox. I got onto it last week in the last video that I did, and I'm going to mention it again today. How is everyone? How are you? What's new with you? Share in the chat. Tell me what's going on. I'm not giving a lot of heads up lately, am I? I keep changing my times. In the past, I was pushing it out. Now I'm bringing it forward. I was supposed to come on tonight at 7:30, and here I am at 6:30 because I have plans tonight, and I have someplace that I'm going out with friends too. And so here I am coming on earlier. And I want to mention, I'm mentioning to you your dreams. And why? Why does it matter about your sleeping dreams? Because they guide you. They're sharing with you information, some kind of message. Only you will understand. Now, we all operate on a specific vibrational frequency. And because of that, exactly what is lined up with you on another source's vibrational frequency, that information will come to you. So there will be specific information that you will receive based on your frequency. So when you're sleeping, you might very well become activated. And what does that mean? You are going to becoming a lighter being. And your energy is going to morph, transmute to a higher frequency. You're going to become more aware, have a higher consciousness. And you're going to begin to activate your DNA blueprint, which means that all of you is coming out here. It's all coming out. It's all going to become obvious to you exactly your abilities, your characteristics, because it's kind of been hidden. Whether or not you realize it or not, you've been hiding. more of you is going to become apparent, which means you're going to have a different skill set. Everything that you were able to accomplish in the past is going to actually magnify. It's getting exciting, folks. It's getting exciting. Everyone who's out there, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So when you're sleeping, your dreams are going to share information. Now, maybe you're going to have a lucid dream, and a lucid dream is going to be a little bit different than when you're really sleeping. When you're really sleeping, it's a different kind of dream. A lucid dream, you're going to be aware that it's happening. You're not going to really be asleep. You're not going to be fully awake. You're going to be in between, in the middle of the two. So it's maybe when you're waking up or maybe when you're just falling asleep, it will happen. And when this happens, this lucid dream, you might get what's called light language. You might get you might see different views of something. In other words, you might see a scene. For me, I see these scenes. Some of it's ancient locations, and it looks very dimensional. So it's very powerful. It will hit you, and you will say, "This is not like anything I've ever seen before," because it touches you physically. It's a sensation. Maybe you're going to hear someone giving you a message. Your clairaudience might take over. You might hear certain tones, like a voice. You might receive messages from angels. There's many possibilities. When you become awakened, your spirit, your body, and your mind all together are awakened. And it is the beginning of your journey. And the journey is to the fifth dimension. Because we've been living in a place here on earth that our memories were wiped clean. We were not nurtured to be creating another reality or another life here on earth. We were told what to think, what to do, who to be. And if you weren't, you were looked down upon because you were criticized because you're not following the masses. But this new world, hey music, hi, thanks for joining us. This new world that we are encountering, this new realm, this new reality, is a place where we are going to love one another. We are going to be speaking telepathically. We are going to come out of our homes and hug one another. And all of those very tall skyscrapers in the big cities will be empty. And all those roads will probably be having a lot of landscape on them. I don't know if we're going to be traveling in these vehicles that operate with gasoline, because we are going to be given all of these advanced technologies. And that's where we're going. And so we must catch up right now. And that's why I have these topics, because these topics are giving you information about events that are going on that maybe we aren't told. It might be coming from a different perspective. And if you look at the mainstream media, they're putting a blindfold on you. They're not letting you see what's really going on. All of it is propaganda. All of it is paid programming. So I'm here to share with you topics that you might not see on the mainstream media. And you might go down the rabbit hole with me and say, "Oh, what is this?" And you have to keep going until you find out all the answers. So here we are. All right. Pay attention to your dreams. Get a dream journal. Write them down. It's super important for you. 2, I would say, your thoughts are very powerful. Now, from time to time throughout the day, if you start to expand your awareness, you're going to realize that some thoughts are going to crash through whatever's going on in your life. And that might be because you're meditating. That might be because you're practicing psychic phenomenon with me, or you are doing sound healing or an alternative show you're watching, a podcast, there might be some way that you activate yourself. And so you're going to realize that your thoughts are very powerful. And if some kind of information comes crashing through you, and you say, what was that? Like today, before the show, I was taking a shower and I heard a name come through. I heard Matthew. And I thought, who's that? And a lot of times this information will come through. Maybe it's a word, maybe it's a name, maybe it's someone's voice, maybe it's some kind of information I see through clairvoyance. Sometimes I pay attention, sometimes I'm so distracted or I'm really focused on whatever I'm doing, I don't listen. But I'm starting to listen a little more. So I suggest to you, you listen and you write down the information. Get a pen and paper, just like your dreams. Maybe something will come crashing through to you. So it's our dreams, our thoughts, and our intentions. Our intentions are important as well. We must have a commitment to do our best because we can change outcomes through our thoughts and our intentions. Now, if you go on and you say, oh, well, I have these tasks to do today. When you wake up tomorrow morning, your thoughts are important. Now, if you wake up and say, oh, it's another day, do you think things are going to go well for you? Probably not. They're probably going to just be ruined just by you saying that to yourself. So let's start our day by having an intention to do our best, commitment to do our best, and have positive thoughts because we can control our thoughts. Now, if you have a lot of looping thoughts, and you keep going throughout the day and it's the same subjects and you're really a worrier and you're having anxiety, guess what you're going to do? You're going to raise your heartbeat. You're going to raise your blood pressure. You're going to get stressed out and worried. You're going to overthink things. Let's be in this moment starting right now. Be in this moment. How are you going to be in this moment? Anyone who's joined me before knows what I say. We're going to imagine we're right here. We're going to let out a breath. We're going to be in this moment. We're going to imagine our feet firmly planted in the earth's surface. Wiggle our toes. Focus on the bottom of the base of your spine, going deeply. Imagine it going deeply into the earth because the earth will ground you. And we're also going to realize we're here in this moment and have gratitude. Here I am in this moment. There's a little marker in front of me. Pick something up, touch it maybe to remind yourself and have gratitude. Let out a breath. And that's how we're going to get away from our looping thoughts. If we're in this moment right now, seconds before don't matter anymore. They're behind us. Doesn't matter where we're going. We have to enjoy this moment. We're going to stretch out this moment. Stretch it out. Right here in New York, it's 6:50. Wait, what time is it? 6:50. So in this moment, we're stretching out 6:50. If you're in this moment, you realize how long it is. Now, in this moment, let's create and let's realize what we want so we can bring it to us. So in this moment, we're going to close our eyes. We're having gratitude for this moment. We're letting out a breath. We are making room. We're giving ourselves space within us. We're creating more space. And in this moment, we are going to realize exactly what we want. We're going to bring it forward. We're not waiting 20 years to get what we want. We're not having any distractions or worries. We're going to realize, so, all right, we're going to close our eyes and we're going to think of exactly what we want. What do we want? Whatever it is. What does it look like? What does it smell like? What is it? Come up with every single detail you can imagine. What does it feel like? If you had it, how would you feel emotionally? If you're not going to feel joy, then you're sabotaging it or someone told you couldn't have it. So maybe you're imagining, maybe you're imagining you want to go, this is a simple one, going swimming in a body of water, the ocean, a lake. Maybe that's big for you because maybe you're in the city. You're not on a coastline. So it's something, what is it that you want? Maybe you want to go skiing this winter. Maybe you want to write a novel. So whatever it is, you want to imagine every single, and see right here, every single characteristic. What does it feel like? And bring it forward, because you can have it. Now, if you can imagine it in this moment, that's how you're going to manifest it, okay? Remember that. You have to think of it right here. You can't squash your dreams. You can have anything you wish for, okay? Because your thoughts are powerful. All right, so blue moon, what exactly is that? Well, I didn't have a picture, so I drew something. So blue moon, that is tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day. It's a blue moon. And we're in the Mercury in retrograde, so it's even a little bit more powerful. So what can happen tomorrow? Now, I don't know if you see it backwards, because I'm seeing it backwards from my view. I hope you don't see it. It says blue moon, August 30th. All right, so what's tomorrow going to be? A chance for unrealized abilities to surface. So tomorrow's a huge day. Once in a blue moon. Yes, thanks, music. Music, it's good for you to be here. Thank you. Anyone else who's here, please write in the chat. And I know I'm not giving a big heads up, so maybe you're going to watch it on a replay, and that's fine too. I'm glad anyone who's joining us. Okay, so this month's 30th, August 30th, super blue moon. It's a rare blue moon. It will not be seen again until 2037. Woohoo! So it's a very meaningful day. It's a big surge of released energy, which means something may exit our lives tomorrow. Maybe it's an occupation, a job, an opportunity, a trauma, a relationship. And there's psychic energies that we have that are not ours, and they will be released as well. So tomorrow's a big day for releasing. Okay, and also unrealized abilities, because when something leaves us, it makes room for something to come forward, doesn't it? So maybe tomorrow's a great day for you to realize exactly what you want, whatever it is you're wishing for, hoping for, because we all are. Maybe a new love interest. Maybe you would like to manifest and have a material object. It might be maybe you're going to start doing something new tomorrow. Maybe you'll begin exercising. Maybe you're detoxing, whatever it is. So chances are we will be left with something new to fill our lives, right? So a blue moon shows the capacity to become or develop into something in the future. Wow, hey, Bob Harding, haven't seen you for a while. What's new? Hello. Welcome to Living in the Light, a blue moon and also a super moon. It will appear 17% larger. Also, Saturn, possibly its ring will be visible. Well, thank you for sharing that, Bob Harding. Anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. We are covering today blue moon, biblical proportions, maybe some detox, and a little bit about the election interference. All right, so blue moon. Before we get on to election interference, begin developing qualities in yourself that you wish to be fulfilled. And maybe that's going to be things like, or characteristics of you that you're able to hold on to, like your psychic phenomenon. Maybe you're going to explode into another version of you. All those things that you wanted are going to come forward for you. Maybe that will happen starting tomorrow. So we are going to look back at the past. We are beginning to look back at the past. It is a time to reflect, focus on your inner world. And I've spoken about that. What's going on within you? You know, we're making room. We're opening up all of our aspects within ourselves, and we're creating another version. Or maybe you're actually putting another layer of you on top of all the wonderful attributes that you have. Now, we have our own sanctuary within us, don't we? And where do we find that? Well, sometimes I say to you, let's go to our heart chakra. Maybe we do that right now. And we're going to tune into our heart chakra, and we are going to ask ourselves, how are we feeling right now? How are you feeling? What emotion? Now, if you haven't taken a moment in the past to tune into your heart, your clairsustenance, it might be below the surface. You might have to dig a little deeper. But if you were to say to yourself, what am I feeling? And it's a good thing to do this because when we do this, we become closer to ourselves. And we can realize more of ourselves. Maybe we can crack open that beautiful glowing light in ourselves, right? We bring more light. Maybe you're going to open up your imagination, your creativity. And maybe it is going to be part of your clear senses. So what emotion do you have? And I'm going to just share with you. I'm going to be quiet for a second. Now, if you have any tension, let go of some tension before you do this within your body. I always say, like a rag doll. You're like a rag doll. Letting go of any thoughts you have. And you're going to tune right into your heart. So for me, I have a lot of excitement going on because I'm glad I'm here. I haven't done this in a while and I need to do this. And I just have so much going on in the matrix because I have to pay my bills. So I have to carry on and now I'm going to have 3 jobs. However, I'm still going to come here at least once a week. Now, it might change. Maybe I'll come more. Maybe I'll start to get some kind of routine going and I can come more. So I apologize if I'm not here enough. If you look back, you can watch some of my older videos. I have over 300 videos. I've been doing this for over a year now. All right, so before I get on to election interference, let me just finish about the blue moon. The blue moon, and tell me what emotion you had, everyone. It is a time to reflect, focus on your inner world, our personal sanctuary. Recognize that there is wealth and wisdom within you. You have it. You're a beautiful being of light. You're highly advanced. Know that. Cherish yourself. Love yourself. Embrace yourself. Now, before we can love others out in the physical reality, we have to love ourselves. We must love ourselves. And if you have shame over something, what do you want to do? You want to embrace it. Because if you have this hidden part of you, then guess what? You're blocking your destiny, aren't you? You are blocking your destiny if you are hiding part of yourself. Because you're not going to get there. We want to accept everything within us. We want to have duality. There's going to be some good stuff we have, and there's not going to be some good stuff we have, right? I'm not saying evil, but I'm saying some stuff that maybe, when you were a child, you were told, don't do that. Don't do that. That's not good. Be a good person. Be good. Maybe there's parts of you that are like a little bit, you have a little bit of demons going on. You have to accept everything. And when you accept it, you kind of get through it. And that's dark night of the soul. So effectively, we are stumbling into a paradigm shift. We are doing that. We are stumbling into a paradigm shift. All right, so let's get on to election interference. Anyone who's joining us, I'm open to anything you want to share. I'm just bringing out topics that I think are relevant. And I know I have a picture here of Washington, D.C. So we have some election interference. And right now we can catch on to the mainstream media speaking about this. So DT had put out an executive order, coincidentally, in 2018, September 12th exactly, and which spoke about election interference. Isn't that interesting? He's being indicted for that. But he had an executive order. So is that related? I don't know. We're going to find out. So it specifically spoke about election interference, and now he's being accused of it. So election interference is related to having a democratic election. So it's considered, election interference is considered electoral fraud, referred to as election manipulation, voter fraud. Now, I speak about topics and then I do a little bit of research because I need to know exactly what I'm speaking about. I mean, how educated am I? Um, well, to be truthful, I did not make it all through college because I did have that speech problem. And so I did take other classes after, but I did take 2.5 years of college. Okay. So electoral fraud is referred to election manipulation, voter fraud, or voter rigging involves interference with the process of an election by increasing the voter share of a favored candidate. Now, what exactly does that mean? That means that you're actually stealing an election, you're messing with an election, you are interfering, right? Maybe it's voter buying. So currently news sources are stating the mainstream media is reporting about DT, and I call him that because if I say his name, they take my video down. Reports of DT prosecutions and 17 other defendants in Georgia. Now, if you saw the mugshot, you would know that they all had their mugshots taken, and it's now actually helped his candidacy. And I think he's made between $4 and $7 million since the mugshot was taken. Strangely enough, it's actually helped him, and he's using it as a marketing tool. Okay, so they're accusing him of a conspiracy of overturning the 2020 election that took place in Georgia. Now, there was a phone call. We know about that. Interestingly enough, while he was in office, again, I'm going to mention that he had an executive order, and it came out. It was published. You can look it up on September 12, 2018. And it was about imposing certain sanctions in the event of foreign interference in the U.S. election beginning. Now, here's the beginning of it, and I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to tell you exactly who has been under indictment right now. And it's going to go to court. Now, if this, in fact, does go to trial, is this going to be a chance for them to show how there was election interference? I don't know if you've seen the movie 2,000 Mules, which shows how their mail-in ballots, the location of the mail-in ballots, there were individuals who put many mail-in ballots throughout the evening of the last election, the last presidential election. Watch 2,000 Mules. And I'm sure there's other movies out there, films out there that have covered this, but that's what I know of. So here's part of the executive order from September 12th, 2018. It says, IDT, like I said, I'm going to give the abbreviation, President of the U.S. of America, find that the ability of persons located in whole or substantial part outside the U.S. to interfere in the undermining public confidence in U.S. elections, including through the unauthorized accessing of elections and campaign infrastructure, or the covert distribution of propaganda and disinformation constitutes an unusual and extraordinary threat to the national security and foreign policy of the U.S. We can only assume that those persecuting Donald Trump are found, I said his name, DT, that was a big mistake on my part, found out during a trial. We've already seen 2,000 Mules. So I just read the beginning of it because it goes on for many pages, like 3 pages, and I'm not going to share that. I'm just giving you an overview of this. And I wanted to bring this up because I'm kind of curious about how this is going to play out. Now, the fact that this executive order is still in effect, I believe I heard that it was extended, and it has to, all the information related to election fraud and these indictments everything has to come forward now because it can't be extended any further. Okay, so the mail-in ballots in 2020 were characterized in the 2,000 Mules. It seems that he knew long ago that this was a tactic to rid Washington of him. So during the trial, maybe there will be a big reveal of what's been going on. We can only hope, cross our fingers. So here's a quote. DT and several allies were indicted in Georgia on Monday, accused of scheming to illegally overturn the 2020 election loss in the state. So August 14th, the indictment came out, State of Georgia versus DT. And here's a list of the rest of them. There's apparently, what did I say, 17 other defendants. Rudolph Giuliani, John Eastman, Mark Meadows, Kenneth Chesebro. And if I mispronounce the names, I apologize. I do have that issue about pronunciation. Jeffrey Clark, Jenna Ellis, Ray Smith III, Robert Cheeley, Michael A. Roman, David James Schaefer, Sean Stills, Stephen Lee, Harrison Prescott, Floyd, Trovania Kath, Sidney Powell, I apologize again for the name pronunciation, Kathleen Lathman, Scott Hall, and Misty Hayes. Now, here are a few of the allegations. Violation of the Georgia RICO Act. Now there are, I guess, 40. There's 40 counts listed. Now, not all of these defendants are accused of the same violations, and they are listed. If you want to look it up, you can find it online. So one, I said violations of the Georgia RICO Act. 2, solicitation and violation of oath of public officer. 3, false statements in writing. Number 8 was impersonating an officer. 10 is conspiracy to commit forgery in the U.S. These are a few. So most of them are related to conspiracy and forgery. And this is over and over again. And why am I sharing this? Because again, I share whatever is relevant going on, and this is something on a grand scale. Now, what is going on here? Now I'd like to get into, because this is something else that's going on in the news. And I mentioned on my topics, you know, when I put my listing, I say biblical proportions. Now, what exactly does that mean? When we say biblical, we would want to probably say biblical would mean something that is grandiose, correct? It would mean something that is of biblical proportions. I would say earthly. I want to say something related to nature, right? The Bible. Here's a picture of, this looks very biblical-esque, right? Coming out from the Bible. Here's, looks like the Bible right there. So biblical proportions means very severe disaster. Are we right now encountering some biblical proportion events? I believe we are. Now, in the past, when I said that, are there going to be events, dramatic events that are going to take place here, and then it's going to be a sign of change, or maybe it's going to be catastrophic or apocalyptic? And right now, we would say that the biblical proportion events might not necessarily be natural caused. They might be human, artificial, man-made. Now we have biblical events that might occur, or biblical portion events that are happening in the environment that are natural. And that might be coming from the heavens, or maybe an earthquake, or a flood, or even a fire. However, right now, it seems as though what's going on might be very much man-made. Now, what I just mentioned are natural disasters, cataclysmic. And we say biblical proportions, we mean events so immense that it brings to mind the Bible, accounts of horrific, catastrophic events. However, I'm starting to wonder if what's going on right now is man-made, artificial. And what I'm referring to are, on a grand scale, these fires. There are so many fires, I can't even tell you. When I looked up fires on the internet, There was pages and pages of fires that are occurring right now. And that is alarming because it doesn't seem as though they are natural. It's very, very odd. Now, if you want to go by the mainstream media, they're going to say to you, oh, it's because of climate change. It's because of forest fires are occurring because of the droughts. But if you look it up, you will see, for example, I think it was 15% higher than other years, the drought that has occurred in Hawaii. Now, how did that happen? What caused that? Well, is it HARP? Is it geoengineering? Are they engineering the weather so that there's less rain? Is that a possibility because they want to push the climate change, and the climate change is a way of controlling us and then putting us where we can't leave our homes? So what did I find out today when I researched? I found out that not only were these fires in Hawaii, but let's go back a little bit. Now, you know I'm from New York. And a few months ago, I spoke about there was fires here in New York. Well, not really in New York. They were in Canada. And somehow the wind blew the fires down. The forest fire smoke came all the way to New York, right here in my town, New York. I'm 45 minutes outside of Manhattan. And not only in New York, but in New York City. You could see the smoke, yellow, for days. There was a haze covering over New York City, which seemed very unusual because I've lived here quite a long time, my entire life, and I've never seen such a thing. But miraculously, there was this yellow haze over New York. And you would go outside and you were nauseous. It made you sick. You couldn't see. Couldn't leave your home. You had to close your windows. And it was in the summer, so it was hot. You had to close your windows. It was very, very strange, very strange. So the Canadian forest fires that drifted to New York City for days, I woke up to an orange smoke that filled the air all in my neighborhood. And it smelled a few weeks after that like burning plastic. Now, anyone who's joining us, please write in the chat. I want to hear from you. Please, please, please tell me where you're coming from. And if you've already been here before, it's okay. I'd love to hear from you. Share not only music, Bob Harding, everyone. Again, I apologize. I didn't give a lot of heads up to this, but here I am, and I wanted to say hello, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be doing this forever and ever, and you will never get rid of me. So the Canadian forest fires that drifted for New York for days, like I said, waking up where I'd walk outside and it was orange. And I usually do this sunrise view. I go to the sunrise and it was very orange, very, very orange, very strange. And it smelled like plastic a few weeks later. So there was horrible air quality for days and it made you sick. Not only in New York and the East Coast, we've realized now that Minnesota and Wisconsin also has had hazy skies. Now, experts are claiming that this was caused by climate change. All of this has been caused, these fires are climate change. Now, if you look back, what else did they call it? They called it climate change now, but then they called it something else. I'm trying to remember. And why do they give it this title? Well, then they can use that as an excuse to get money. They can say, we have to pay a lot of money, so everyone has to donate to climate change, or we're going to have this program for climate change. Or they can say, guess what? Everything's so horrible, everything is burning that we all have to stay in our homes. It's an excuse for something. It's causing fear. And what happens when people are in fear? They start to listen to the leaders. Oh, please guide me and help me. Well, guess what? All the answers are within you. So forget about these leaders. They're not going to take care of you. It's all a sham. It's a hoax. So don't believe any of it. Now, what has happened in Canada? Guess what? This year alone, 59,000 square miles have burned in Canada. Woof! 59,000 square miles. Can you believe it? That's a lot. Now, in Lahaina, Hawaii. We've heard about this. More than 1,000 adults and children are deceased from the fires. And I spoke about that, and then for some reason, the last two videos, when I mentioned that, I got this pain in my head, and it was like I was getting some kind of something sent to me. So I'm not going to say too much about that again, because I don't want that to happen to me again. And it happened. I'm going to tell you that happened. And then for a few days after, I didn't feel well. So just be aware. That's a little odd. Now, Monday night, there was a fire in Washington State, Lake Wenatchee. And today, there was 2 forest fires in California, Kalamath Natural Forest in Oregon, in the Upawaka Natural Forest. So in Louisiana, there's been this summer, more than 450 fires burned in Louisiana. Okay, and that was over 33,000 acres, the largest fire in state history. 450 fires. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because I want to bring awareness to what's going on right here. Now, why are all these fires happening? It's a sign of something, so be aware. Are we going to have what's called the emergency broadcast system? Are we going to have martial law? Are we going to have some kind of 10 days of darkness? I don't know. Something's going to happen soon. It's all headed in that direction. So what do I say? I say be prepared for that. Have a plan. Make sure that you tell your loved ones if something goes wrong, this is our plan. Also have extra food and water. Now, is that for fear? No, but something's going to happen. Something, and I've been speaking about that. Also in Florida, we hear about this Hurricane Adelina, which is supposed to hit tomorrow. They predict heavy rains and flash floods. All right, there also is this speculation of a new variant. All right, so that's a lot. That's a whole lot. Now, I want to get into psychic phenomenon a little early tonight. I am going to mention angels, and I'm going to mention a little bit about detoxing. All right, so angels are beings of light. They come from the heavens to earth. They're here to protect humanity. They ascend and descend on a staircase. We see them in fine arts with halos and wings. Do they necessarily have wings and halos? No, but do they exist? Absolutely. From the time we are born, you have at least 2 guardian angels that are here to guide you and protect you. Maybe you hear a whisper in your ear. Maybe you see a little spark of light out of the corner of your eye. They are here. They are surrounding you. They are fighting evil. Now, it looks as though, and it seems as though much evil has left. However, there is still evil left on the earth. Hence, I received those weird, I guess, frequency to me. Something came to me to try to stop me or give me some kind of pain and say, stop doing what you're doing, but I'm still going to do it. You're not stopping me. I'm going to still talk about these topics. Now, maybe you're going to have what's called divine intervention happen to you. And that would be if you're in some kind of dire event, something dangerous, and an angelic being or some kind of God source, Christ consciousness, will come and swoop down and give you a message or pull you out of a circumstance that is dangerous and harmful to you. That is what's called divine intervention. So there will be a divine act, a godly act. God will come and save you. It's possible. And how do I know this? Because I have faith. And I have a belief. I know angels are real. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. And that is a surefire way of getting rid of evil is to say the 2 words, Jesus Christ. Now, if you encounter evil, and maybe it comes in the form of an actual being, a person, and they are coming to you, or you sense someone evil is trying to mess with you, whether when you're awake or when you're asleep, maybe a black hat, some kind of psychic attack. How are you going to counter that? You're not going to counter it by going after it in an evil way, screaming, yelling, something negative, low vibrational energy like anger or hate or meanness. Guess what? That's going to build it. It's going to love that. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to circle it with light. You're going to say, I'm going to hug you. Anytime evil comes to me, what do? Do I go after it when I sense that it's evil, it's malevolent, it's vicious? What do? I say, either speak it or I say it, I'm going to hug you. I'm going to love you. And what does it do? It runs away because it has no way to come after you. It can't hurt you if you love it. Love transforms evil and darkness. Light transforms darkness. So just remember that if you encounter anything dark or negative, you want to go at it with love and light. All right, so let's get into some detox, and then we're going to get into clairvoyance and telepathy before I go tonight. And tonight we covered the blue moon, which is tomorrow. Woohoo! And what does that mean for you? That means it's a chance for unrealized abilities to surface. You're also going to release something from your life. Maybe you're going to release a relationship. Maybe you're going to release something toxic within you. And you're going to make room for something within you. And you're going to grow, and you are transforming. You're evolving right now in this moment. And how are you going to evolve? Maybe you're going to close your eyes and you're going to do a meditation. You're going to have stillness within you. You're going to turn off all electronics when you do your meditation. You're going to have quiet and peace. And really, do you have to do a long meditation? No. You can do it in 5 minutes. Maybe you can do it on a train ride. You can do it during work, during a lunch break. And you're really just letting go of any anxiety or stress that you have, any tension you have in your body. And you're going to focus on your breath. You're inhaling and exhaling. That's all it is. Maybe you choose to do a guided meditation and you listen to someone guiding you. Maybe you join a group meditation. Because when we meditate and we find some kind of peace within us, we are expanding our awareness. We are making room within us. And we're making room so that we can problem solve quicker, more efficiently. We are going to allow ourselves to reflect and let go of things that we're attached to. And we're going to bring more abundance into ourselves, more forward that we weren't able to bring in the past because everything was kind of compressed. When you meditate, you're expanding yourself. There's more room, okay? All right, so let's get on to some clairvoyance. Now, I've been mentioning the same things repetitively because then that way you're going to remember more. Oh, detox. I forgot detox. Okay, so let me just say to you, I came up with a little list because, and I'll hold it up if you want to take a picture of it, screenshot it. And then maybe I don't go through it all and say it all. But when we detox, right, what does that mean? We're going to let go of toxins within us. And we are going to remove something that is not natural. So it's difficult to generalize on this. We all have different reactions. Now, I've heard that we have mold within us. And maybe that causes cancer, or we have parasites. I spoke last week about taking a bath with Epsom salt, and that helps with circulatory health, blood pressure, and nerve function. Drink plenty of water. Maybe you have a baking soda bath, and that helps with skin treatment. All right, so if we want to detox, there's certain specific ideas that I'm going to share with you. Nanocase, I heard more than once. Okay. Bromethylene. Okay. And circum, however you pronounce that. Also selenium, dandelion root, blade salva extract, green tea extract, Irish sea moss. Now, why am I sharing this with you? Because I'm hoping that we're all going to become more natural, more organic. And if you have toxins within you, and maybe it's coming through foods or the chemtrails, or maybe some medication you took, without even realizing we have toxins within us. And so these are suggestions. Okay, so elderberry, golden seal, echinacea, mullein, black seed oil. I can't even read my own writing. Nettle. Anyway, here, sarsaparilla. What does this say? Gereso oil, slippery elm, garlic, turmeric. No GMOs, sleep, sunshine, exercise, and water. Okay, that's going to be it for all the detox. You can see the list that I have right here. If you can read it, these are all suggestions because I care about you. I want good things for you. We are all connected. You know what? Law of one, right? Service to others. 51% of your thoughts and actions are for others. Service to self. 95% of your thoughts and actions are about me, 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 me. Well, I'm all about service to self, so I want good things for you. You're a beautiful being of light. I'm cherishing you. I just realized something. Hold on one second. There's Elsa. Elsa's brought her little head there. Do you see Elsa? I never clean this camera, and I wonder if it's dirty. So I apologize if it's dirty. Is that cleaner? Did I make it cleaner? Oh, what does music say? Detox your thoughts too. I love that. Okay, so, and now let's get on to some psychic phenomenon. Okay, everyone. Now we want to activate our clairvoyance. We would want to accept ourselves. So what are the steps? I'm going to go through the steps right now, and then I'm going to mention some telepathy, and we're going to do some exercises. So I'm hoping that everyone is going to become clairvoyant because it's possible, and that's how we are going to be more telepathic. And it's really not that complicated to be telepathic because you are a receiver and you are a sender. You transmit. So you transmit and you receive. It's like how a radio sends a message. Remember a walkie-talkie when we were kids? You're sending a message to another location. That's all telepathy is. It's coming from another source and you're receiving it. Now, whatever you receive, your DNA has a blueprint. So whatever information you receive, don't deny it. It's all about acceptance. You are meant to receive it because you are operating on a certain frequency. Now, as time goes on, we are going to be able to hear each other telepathically because we are going to be operating on the same frequency. Now, if you send a message to someone else and they're not operating on the same frequency telepathically, Alexandra Morel, hello, welcome to the fifth dimension. Alexandra Morel is coming from New York. Hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. And when we are operating on a certain frequency, maybe you are sending a telepathic message to someone and they don't receive it because they are not on the same frequency. Now, as we raise our vibration, eventually we will probably most of the time be operating on the same frequency. All right, so the first step to clairvoyance is accept and trust yourself. You are going to take whatever happens to you telepathically as true. Now, maybe you're not going to have any proof like this is a piece of proof right here, like a piece of paper. You're going to have to believe and trust and accept. You have to have a willingness, because the more you accept, then the more information you're going to receive. Bye. Okay, I just wanted to say, gotta go soon. Okay, well, I'm only going to stay on for about a few minutes just to get through this, and then I'm going to be meeting a friend because I have plans, Alexandra Morel. So don't worry. Okay, so let's see. So you're going to trust yourself. You're going to accept whatever impressions you receive. An impression is going to come maybe in the form of a mental picture. Maybe it's going to be a voice. So maybe you're going to hear through clairaudience. Maybe through clairvoyance you're going to see because you've activated your third eye. How are we going to activate it? Maybe you're rubbing it in a circle, tapping, asking for it to happen. Also your clairsustenance, your feeling. You're going to trust this. Maybe it's your sense of touch. Maybe you have a knowing, your smell, your taste. If you're around someone, you might all of a sudden, I have a taste in my mouth, but you're not eating anything. It might be in relation to whoever you're standing next to. It's either something that a memory they have, or someone they're speaking of, or maybe it's something that they love. Okay, so all the information that enters your senses, in your mind, your hearing, your heart, your touch, is all for you. So have acceptance. You're going to have relaxation. You're going to find a quiet space. Close your eyes, right? You're going to let go of any tension that you have. You're going to be like a rag doll, like we always say. You're going to focus on your breath 3 times. You're going to practice your breath 3 times. You're going to have peace within your physical body. You're going to push away any thoughts. You're going to clear your mind. You're going to focus. You're going to drop down into your physical being. These are the steps. You're going to surrender. You're going to say, whatever happens, I'm accepting. And you're going to listen, or you're going to see, or you're going to feel, or all of them, all of this. And you're going to focus maybe as much as you can to whatever comes through naturally to you, because all of us have at least one clear sense that we can master, maybe 3, maybe all of them. Now you might want to give yourself a suggestion like I have with you, whatever that is, whatever answer you're looking for. Now these are the steps so that you start to create on your own telepathic skills. Okay? Because on your own, maybe in the middle of the day, you go through these steps. Give yourself a suggestion if you need some information. Maybe it's about someone you know. I want to know exactly what's real with this person. Maybe it's about a trip you're taking. Now, we don't want our thoughts to get involved in this. It's only our senses. Because our senses are going to give us the truth. Our thoughts are based on what we know from our past and any thought attachments we have. So whatever impressions we receive from another source, it's going to feel as though it's coming through. It's not going to feel like it's yours. It's from someplace else. It's going to be a physical sensation. Now, telepathy is the communication of thoughts, isn't it? And more and more, we're going to be practicing telepathy. So it's ideas by means of other known senses. Mind-to-mind contact. Have you been practicing sending telepathic messages to maybe a family member, a friend? And then actually later on discover whether or not the person received the information. Now you can synchronize telepathy by practicing with a friend, saying, I'm going to send you some thoughts, and give them a specific day and time, have them write it down, make sure they're listening at the same day and time, and let's see if they receive them. Okay? Now we must be patient. It's not going to happen overnight. Now you can sense certain thoughts and transmit. The more you practice this, I want you to practice on your own, begin to practice on your own, your extrasensory perception. The more that you communicate thoughts and ideas to others, the more you will become more telepathic and they will become more telepathic. All right, so before we go, we're going to do, and I know that I'm not practicing one with you because I know you can do it on your own. This is an opportunity for you to do it on your own. You don't need me. I'm here to give you suggestions. I'm here to take you to the next phase of your journey. Okay, here we go. We're going to make a ball of light. We're going to bring light around us. We're going to rub our hands together. Hopefully you feel as though you have something on your palms of your hand, right? So we're taking our hands apart. We're creating a ball of light and we're bringing it around us because we are creating a ball of energy. And this light will bring more light around you. Put it by your ear, put it by your heart, put it by your third eye. Maybe you want to think of something while you're holding the ball of light. Maybe you're inside the ball of light. You're standing outside the ball of light. You're asking the ball of light for an answer. Ask the ball of light a question, see if you receive an answer. There's so much you can do with a ball of light, okay? So there we go. All right, everyone, I'm putting my hands together. I'm wishing good things for you. I'll be back again. Again, we spoke about the blue moon, election interference, biblical proportions. I gave you some suggestions for detoxing and telepathy and clairvoyance. And you're going to practice on your own. And when I come back next time, you're going to give me some information about what happened or write it in the comments after you watch the video. Okay, I'm spinning light and you're in the middle of it and you're making a wish. Whatever that is you want. What is it that you want? Make a wish. I'm putting a foot-long band of light around you and you're making a wish. And this is how you create a Merkaba. Create a Merkaba by spinning light one direction and spinning in another. Okay, and I'm spinning the light in another direction and you're in the center of it and you're making a wish. Okay. I want good things for you. Everyone be well, and I'll be back again. Thanks, music. You guys are awesome. Bye.